Hear me out. Welcome to the Hear Me Out podcast with your host, Mr. Felix Black, representing vidthrough.com. Back with another week, another episode, another guest. This week, I got my guest is leader of the flock. What's going on, man?
All right, man. Happy to be here.
Appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me a little bit.
Pleasure's all mine.
So for those viewers, listeners out there who don't know who you are on YouTube, just go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Tell about what you do, some of the things you're bringing to the YouTube community, and a little bit about you in general before we get into our topic.
Well, I go, man, the man of many names, T-Fly, leader of the flock. I basically started on YouTube back in like 2008, and it was just mainly doing like slideshow videos, and it started taking off when I started doing stuff about wrestling. That was like right after the whole Chris Benoit tragedy and all that.
Okay.
And I just got a lot of views due to stuff like that. And then, I kind of took like a nice size hiatus off of YouTube, and then decided I wanted to start getting into doing commentaries. And I started doing that, and mainly it was about wrestling games and stuff because that's what was popular. And I just started doing other games. And as you can see, I do like a wide variety of games.
Mm-hmm.
I can come at you with Call of Duty like everybody else. Then I'll slap you in the back of the head with a retro game quickly. I can go from Call of Duty. Then next thing you know, you see me playing some Legend of Zelda, or Bulls versus Lakers, or Ring King, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Anything, man. I got a lot of games, so I just try to showcase it and bring some variety to the table.
Okay, so when I was looking at your channel, I saw that you had over like 1 million video views. So I was like, wow, man. Like
That's crazy.
that's
And over 1 million
crazy.
video views, and I've only got like 260 subs. I lost a lot of them though,
Yeah.
due to that what YouTube did, and then the fact that I took a long break and people were probably unsubbing or getting their accounts suspended and whatnot. So who knows?
I
But
was
that's
looking through
that's a
some of
crazy
the
feat.
Yeah, it is, man. I was like, wow. So I actually went and like looked through all the videos to see which ones were the ones that were popular, and I saw the wrestling videos. So was it you were recording the actual matches from the telecast, or was it just
Ah,
game commentary?
Actually, I did the very first one I did was like a comparison between, I don't know if you're familiar with wrestling, but it was Sting versus Kane. Now
Okay.
we all know that Sting has never been in WWF, WWE, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like a compilation, and it had music over it, and it just took off. That video got close to 600,000 views alone.
Yeah.
So, and then I started doing like slideshows of like my top 10 worst wrestling games of all time and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. And man, I drew so much heat off of that one. Some people were like, "How could you say this game is bad? It came out in '88 or it came out in '96, and it just took off though. It was crazy. It was surprisingly crazy.
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't understand that sometimes it's not just what you say that everyone believes, is what you say that everyone doesn't believe that gets you to
Right.
that point too. I mean, controversy definitely is on YouTube, and people look for that.
Oh yeah,
So that
controversy
was
creates cash.
definitely.
And what's crazy is I didn't start doing commentaries until earlier this year in January. January 1st to be exact. That was my first video I ever talked over.
Oh, the other ones wasn't. I
Like
didn't see
wrestling, no,
all of
all
them.
that stuff was just slideshows.
Okay.
It was just slideshows, text, that type of stuff, just slideshows. And I just started talking over videos on January the 1st.
Well, I saw some of your what is it? Nintendo games
Oh yeah,
like Kung Fu, Pro Wrestling. Pro
absolutely.
Wrestling, man. When I saw that, I was like, I remember Starman with the backflip kick and all
Right.
of that, like the old school
Man,
games.
it takes
How
you
are you
back.
recording those?
Um, what a lot of people don't know if you haven't owned a system in so long is that the actual classic NES
Hmm.
on the side of it, it has an AV, the yellow and red, I believe, or yellow or red,
Okay,
one or
okay.
the other. So you could do it like that, and I was recording that with the Dazzle,
Mm.
and I had a Dazzle, so I just used that, and it worked.
And
Same
people
thing with
people like the classic games.
oh yeah, you'd be surprised how many people comment and say, man, I love those classic games, man. Keep them coming. And I
Yeah.
do also do like flea market pickup videos. 'Cause I go to the flea market like every other Sunday, and I go and see what I can find, and I actually show the stuff I picked up, and maybe like 3 weeks later I'm doing a video on it.
So do you have all the systems?
Oh yeah, all the main systems I have. What NES, Sega. I have to give me another Super Nintendo. I have the N64, the regular PlayStation.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got them, man. You name them, I pretty much got them except for Atari.
Well, he definitely does the classic games. He does, like he said, the Modern Warfare 3. So definitely check out his channel. Vlogs. I mean, he pretty much does it all. So
Oh
what's
yeah,
one of the main games you're playing now?
Hold on. Speaking of the vlogs,
Yeah,
I just recently did one when my birthday was last week, and I did one when I was in New Orleans.
on Bourbon Street. I saw
Oh
that.
yeah, so you gotta check that out. It goes down on Bourbon Street.
So what's one of the main games you're playing right now?
Um, I've got so many of them, man. It's nothing in particular that I would consider the main game I'm playing.
Anything
Uh,
more current, like the Ghost Recons,
More
Max
than likely, yeah, I
Payne's?
was just about to say that probably Ghost Recon. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I haven't played multiplayer yet. I've just been going through the campaign every chance I get, and I actually backtracked, get into the LA Noir
Mm-hmm.
because I had never played it, and I got it for cheap for like $15. So why wouldn't I?
You on
Just
Xbox or PS3?
I'm on both, man. I
Okay,
got both.
on both systems.
Yeah, I'm on both systems. Majority Xbox, but PS3, I do that. I've been trying to get into that WWE 12. I try to get into what I can because I work a lot, man. So
Yeah.
whenever I can, I'm trying to get on there.
Okay, so what's the style we can expect from Leader of the Flock? Let me get into the name first of all. See, me personally, man, I like people that have ambitious names like Leader. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I had Young CEO last week. You know,
Oh yeah,
CEO.
that's my man.
Yeah, stuff like that, man. It just shows that you're not happy with necessarily being just anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're the leader of the flock. I'm not just one. So like what get into that name a little bit for me. What made you come up with that?
Actually, I'd always went by T Fly.
Yeah.
That'll be my gamer tag, my PSN ID. But then when I did, this channel here, I was just like, I gotta see something that stands out. I'm doing these wrestling videos. I mean, everybody's flocking to this and flocking to that. So why not be the leader of the flock?
Okay.
In a
Okay.
nutshell, in that order.
So is that your commentary style?
And my
More of a
style is
confidence?
it's not so much braggadocio or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
It's more so I like to have fun. I like to be real with it. I'm not going to get on a video and take some type of persona that's not really me. So when you talk to me, it's like this is not the guy I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's this is me. This is me. This is who I am. I'm just telling you, look, I'm not the greatest. When I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm not the greatest. You're not gonna get a 55 and 4 gameplay out of
Yeah.
me most of the time. I have no problem bringing you a 36 and 10 game,
Mm-hmm.
and make it entertaining. And then I try to have some type of topic where I have a series called Shady Business, where a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times I discuss something crazy that's happened to me. Like, I've done with some real foul things. So people, how people try to lowball you on something like
Yeah.
that. I also did one where I talked about buying a classic car because I'm into these classic cars, and the guy he really just acted like when he talked to me, he didn't want to deal with me. And I didn't want to lead into anything. I just let everybody else, draw their conclusions in the comment section.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm the one that gets the message out. You come to what conclusion you want to come to.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Classic cars. Which one were you
uh,
looking at?
I was trying to get I was trying to get a 72 Oldsmobile Cutlass.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was the one. Now I got my sights on this Chevelle, but the money they talking is, whew, it's crazy. I had to settle for something else.
And you said you're from Chicago,
Chicago, man.
so they got a lot of classic cars out there.
You gotta do your research, man.
Yeah,
You gotta make sure you're not, dealing with these cats when they start talking to you like, a used car salesman.
yeah.
Walk away. No matter how good it looks, walk away.
So these like personal sellers, these are not dealerships, right?
Yeah, I'm dealing mostly through Craigslist, and if I happen to ride somewhere, this place is huge, so I've never even been to everywhere you can go in the city.
Mm-hmm. And you're
And I
from there originally?
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
so it's a lot of places to go, and most of the time it's hearsay.
yeah,
Like, I have a lot of people that I'm cool with, and they ride past and they take a picture of it or something like, he might like this, he might like this. And they take a picture, check it out.
yeah. I'm on the 75 Caprice. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the 64 Impalas, of course. I think everybody likes those.
yeah,
Um,
those are classic. They're a little too
yeah,
long for me, but you can't go wrong with it, man. I've been seeing cats talk about that. Like, I used to listen to all that, West Coast rhyming and
yeah,
the 6'4" Impala, 64, cruising down the street in my 6'4". I ain't gonna say the rest of it,
yeah.
but
They say there's a
I'm
lot of them out there, just like it's
Cali.
nothing. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's where it originate.
Yeah, see, to see one on the East Coast, man, it's almost head turning because you don't see
I
one every
recently
day.
seen a 60. I recently seen a 64. I mean a 65. I think like a couple of days ago. This guy had that liquid blue paint. It was
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah, man. When
This
they put
place,
that
man.
nice paint on there, it's a problem.
Yeah, this place. The only time you're gonna be able to ride it is between June and August.
Yeah, they don't call it the Windy City for nothing,
Oh
man.
yeah, it was just 3 days ago. It was like 90 degrees, and
Yeah,
then 2 days ago it was 65.
yeah, man. I'm not a big city person. I'm actually not from DC. I just live here. I'm
Okay.
from the South, man, and big cities aren't my thing. It's way too much going on. Way too much, man. It's just like, do y'all ever just relax?
Right.
Everyone's always going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, man. I like to visit down south when I go on vacation. It's
Yeah,
like I go on vacation down south. I go on vacation down south. Like I said, I was just recently in New Orleans. Hey, if you've never been there, for
yeah.
anybody who've never been there, that's a definite on your bucket list to go. It doesn't have to be Mardi Gras. It could just be a Tuesday.
So it's
A
back
tu-
up and kicking.
Man, it's back up and popping. I mean, they still got some stuff to do, but
Yeah.
if you hanging around the French Quarter, you'll never notice.
Okay. Good notice. If you guys need somewhere to go, New Orleans, New
The, f-
Orleans.
the food is incredible.
Yeah, that's all they do down there is cook, man.
And all I did down there was eat and party.
All right. So our topic today, if anyone has been watching the news, listening to the news, whatever you do, reading it nowadays with these all this technology, Diddy, his son Justin Combs just got a scholarship to UCLA. Now, most people say, well, that's not a problem. It is when your father is worth 550 million and the number one earning hip hop artist 2011, 2012, I think it's 2011. So, the scholarship UCLA is worth 54,000. His dad can obviously pay that. He probably spends that on a car that you know what I mean, that he got him for his birthday. Didn't
Got
he
that on
just
his
get him like a,
mattress.
$1 million car like a couple years ago? I
Man,
was reading that.
I don't know, but I saw that Sweet 16 thing he did for the other boy. That was bananas.
Exactly. So it's a lot of people, man, up in arms about that. Like, do you think that's an issue with kids coming from different walks of life? And not to say that his son didn't work hard, but people coming from nothing, that's all that they have. That's their only way out of their situation is, to get that scholarship, go to college, get that education, whether it be going to the NFL. Do you have an issue with him taking that scholarship?
I have no issue whatsoever with it. And I'm probably going to catch some heat about it, but I don't see a problem with it because these universities and stuff, they've been getting over, like a fat rat for years
Yeah.
on people that really can't afford to go there, but they need to go there to, further their education and hopefully be able to get a good job. I mean, you got to think about how many people have paid to go to college and are unemployed right now with college degrees.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea. I mean, no idea why people would be upset about that because just because, he has money, so what? If he earned that scholarship, I say take that scholarship.
But don't you think it's a I'm not gonna say moral thing to do, but I mean if you understand that the scholarship is basically financial aid, that it comes from the financial aid office.
Is it
So
an
to s-
I'm just trying to remember if it was an academic scholarship or
it
a
was
scholarship.
a football scholarship.
Football. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Football. Well, yeah, I mean, football is a tough sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, the second, God forbids, he blows his knee out or ruptures his spleen or something, what does he have to fall back on? You know, I mean,
But
that's how you got to look at it.
if he didn't play football, would he still be going to college?
I don't, I don't know. I don't know him personally. I don't know how smart the kid is.
I mean,
So,
if he could.
uh, it's a toss. I mean, in a sense, I would want to think that Sean Combs would have done the right thing in that instant. But if it's athletics, then the university is basically using him. So I mean, you're a racehorse when you're in college.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
college players should be paid anyway.
I agree with that. But see, then they get into the dilemma of how much because every school can't pay the same.
Exactly.
So
Well,
then you have people
the
going
bigger
to
schools
different
should
schools.
pay the most.
Yeah,
If
but
these
don't
schools,
you think that's a little unfair though? If I'm at you know, Maple State and I can only pay you 500, 1,000 a semester, but USC can pay you 5,500 a semester. I mean, you're gonna go to USC all day. Why
right?
would you accept my money when it's next to nothing?
Well, competition. Be honest with you, those Maple States are not going to get the best players available anyway.
That's true.
So I think you should be paid based on your talent. I mean, honestly, I think you should be paid based on your talent. I mean, we know that if LeBron James went to, if he went to say Carolina,
Yeah.
it would have been, it would have been top draw. If he would have went to, if he would have went to the Chitlin Circuit, down in Butt Tulsa, Oklahoma, community college,
Yeah.
then who would have really cared? So those bigger programs, they get paid a chunk of money if they make a bowl game or if they make it to the NCAA tournament and stuff like that. So these universities are not hurting whatsoever. They can afford to pay them.
Yeah, I think they can afford to pay him, and I think they are paying him just under the table.
Yeah,
I will never. No one can ever tell me that that's not happening.
yeah, it's definitely going on. I mean, especially it's
Yeah,
open season on all these scandals right now.
yeah, yeah. With the University of Kentucky and their squad from last year, like those boys were vicious, and you can't tell me that they didn't get any money from like a booster, a town, friend, any of that. That's just
It,
me.
it goes on.
It
It goes
happens.
on
It
everywhere.
happens. Just like when
Everywhere.
OJ Mayo and Reggie Bush, all of those guys, they came out and said that they could have possibly gotten paid. They say Reggie did get paid. I'm not surprised.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Not at all. Because I can't work because I'm this, 5-star athlete that goes to practice every day. Then I got class. I can't go work at Walmart or
Yep.
Kmart or at a dealership and earn money, man, but I still need it.
Yeah.
So,
That's what
guys
the
at
boosters.
Ohio State,
Yeah.
it's
That
never
was
surprising.
yeah, Ohio State. Then you had the guy that was in Miami that was at
The
all the
booster,
games.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
These
it
guys are
goes
getting
on.
paid, man.
It goes on. I wouldn't know because, I went for one semester at Arkansas State to play ball
Yeah.
and trust me, it was no boosters hanging around there. None.
Not yet, man. You guys gotta break in like the
Yeah.
team. What was that? Murray State did this past
Oh,
year. Guys got to go like 21-0, get on that top ranking. And that's when the
Yeah,
money starts coming in, unless you're already at a Kentucky, North
right.
Carolina, Duke,
If you're
all that
making
kind
the
of stuff.
university money, it should be reciprocated. That's just my take on it.
I think they will eventually come to that, just
Yeah,
so they don't have to deal with the scandals anymore.
right. I recently seen Steve Spurrier comment on that. He said he suggests they should pay him like I think he said like 3,500 for I forgot how long, but
Hmm.
he's like, man, he think they should pay him.
Especially if you're putting their name on jerseys.
Right. But I think in college you're not allowed to do that when you're selling their jerseys. You can just sell the jersey without the name on it.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
when I was watching the Fab Five documentary on ESPN,
Right. Yeah, that was good.
yeah, they were saying Chris Webber and all of those guys were mad because they were selling their images. I
Oh
don't know whether
yeah.
it was their name
Nike.
or stuff like
Nike.
that, but Michigan was doing it, which that
Yeah.
was an actually a very good documentary. People need to
Man.
watch that.
I watched it. I've watched it a couple of times
I
just
didn't
to
know
try
he
to get
was
something
banned
different
from
out of it.
Michigan.
I've watched it a couple times.
And I didn't know he couldn't go back on campus. Like that
Who,
was surprising to
Weber?
me. Yeah, he's snitching.
Hey, Jalen Rose, though, when he said the stuff he said about Duke, I'm like, wow.
See, I'm a Duke fan, and I can almost agree with that because you never see.
Hmm.
I don't want to
Yeah,
stereotype, but you
I
never
know.
see the rough and tough guys going to Duke.
Yeah,
You
it's
kind of
always
see the
clean
upstate.
cut,
Exactly.
come from upper middle class
Exactly.
families and stuff like that. It's like if you didn't see them in a Duke uniform off the court, you would never know you know, they they play ball.
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, that's true. I can appreciate when people can just speak. Like when he called out Skip Bayless, like he caught a lot of heat for that. I mean, he's just speaking the truth, man. Just you
Skip Bayless.
can't be mad at the guy for that.
Yeah, Skip Bayless, man. That guy, he can be entertaining, but he can also be an idiot. It's like a lot of people like Stephen A. Jackson. I think sometimes he can be a blowhard as well.
Yeah, but that's I think that's all persona.
Yeah, it's a gimmick, so it's working for him. So to each his own. You like it, I love it.
So you don't have any problem with him taking this
Now,
chunk of change while
if
his
he,
dad still spends lavishly on Ciroc and Peach.
oh man, that piece of rock is terrible. They should have stopped that coconut. Oh, I want to give away what I'm doing, but yeah, like if it was an academic only, then
Yeah,
I say yeah, he should just pay for it. But because he's going to play football, I don't think the university should get a pass on it because it's a lot of rich people that go to Duke, that go to Yale, Harvard, and they earn academic scholarships, and they don't have to pay to go to college, even though their parents are well off. That goes on all the time.
that's true. That's
But
true.
because his Diddy is Sean Combs, he's this big mega millionaire, flashy, spending money, braggadocious type cat that he should pay for it. I don't agree with it fully.
I didn't think about that. They were saying that, of course, university is going to want donations.
That's understandable, but I don't think he should be, committed to it as because if it doesn't go on over in Stanford, Connecticut,
Yeah.
it shouldn't go on where his son is going. That's just my take on it.
A lot of people have said that they don't have a problem with it because the son earned it and it has nothing to do with the parents.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if the university wanted to offer him that scholarship, and because like Virginia and a couple other colleges were looking at him as well, it's not just UCLA, but it was more or less on Diddy himself for just not saying, well, you know what, give the scholarship to someone who may be a little bit less fortunate because I can pay 50 grand because I spent it last night in the club.
Right. He could have. I mean, and that would have been a good PR move for him. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I think it could have worked both ways. He could have easily did just that. Said, you know what? he's gonna accept this scholarship, but I'm gonna pay, you know, for someone else to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna pay for
definitely.
someone else to go and put that in a scholarship fund, and you all, determine who's deserving of it.
Yeah,
And he
because
could have worked with the university to do that, and it would have been a huge PR move for him.
players have actually done that um on themselves. Like I've seen a couple stories where guys who have given up their scholarship for someone else. Not to say that he has to. I mean, it wouldn't hurt if he did. Either way, his son's going to go to college, and we'll see if he goes to the NFL. But I just wanted to get your take on that, see where you stood. So you don't overall you don't have an issue with it. That's it's
No,
understandable.
I don't really have that big an issue with it. I mean, like I said, I think he could have done you know, he could have at least made some type of gesture to do something else, at least for the university, or like I said, doing a scholarship for someone else. Because I've seen him do like with other people collaborate and do like pay someone's mortgage for a year and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I've seen him do that type of stuff. So I think in that case, he definitely should have stepped up and done something because he should have known it was going to be some backlash with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, leader of the flock, T Fly, coming through the podcast, man. Guys gotta listen to him, hear him out, check out his channel, all of that good stuff. We're actually coming up on our time limit. So, but before we go, of course, man, go ahead and give your shout outs, your thank yous, your hellos, all of that good stuff, man.
Man, first and foremost, I want to thank you
No
for
problem.
allowing me to, showcase what I do on your channel, your podcast. I'm a fan. The second I seen it, I instantly subscribed. Um, the vid through stuff, I was intrigued by that, and I'll talk to you on a later date about that one.
Definitely, definitely. Bid
And
through. Check it out.
yeah, so shout outs to my, my circle. You all know you are Young CEO, Tick, KK Rena, um, Cookie Monster. Those guys, man, that's been supporting me since I got on here, man. Everybody that's been supporting me, JG the Don, everybody, man. Everybody, if I forgot, man, I apologize. We pressed for time, so
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead,
T
man.
Fly.
I believe in getting your thank yous in there, man, because we
I'm not
need
gonna
support
overdo
in
it.
this world, man.
Hey,
So
I
I never
appreciate
rest
everybody's
those.
support, man. Twitter, I'm on Twitter, a leader of the flock with a DA. The THE was too long. Um, and Twitter is a great, great tool, man,
Yes.
to get your stuff out there. I just recently got on Twitter, and I caught up with you on there.
Yep.
So, you know, anybody, if you're not on there, man, get on there, get at me. My gamer tag is TFly version 1. My PSN ID is TFly2K. And that's all I got, man. T-Fly, leader of the flock. But you already know that. Yeah.
All right. Again, man, thank T Fly, leader of the flock. I'm gonna call him leader of the flock.
That's cool.
For coming through the podcast. We'll definitely have you back on, man, whenever you're available to do that. It's not like a
Anytime.
one-time thing.
Hey, you need me for anything, just say the word.
Actually, I'm gonna start trying to live stream this, so it might be a different dimension once you come back again on the next edition of Hear Me Out.
Yeah, yeah, just let me know a couple of days in advance, man. Make sure I got my hair cut.
All right, man. Thank you guys out there for listening. Again, it's the Hear Me Out podcast with your host, Mr. Felix Black, representing fitthrough.com, and we're out of here.